Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Paola. In case that you're new here, I make videos that are beauty, fashion, and lifestyle related. And if you are new, please don't forget to subscribe. So for today's video, I am doing an eyebrow tutorial, just how I create my brows. I really got a lot of requests for this, so I decided to go ahead and film it for you guys. It's really simple, but it is something that takes practice. So I'm here to show you guys how I achieve these brows. So I thought that I would start by showing you the products that I use. These are just, again, the products that work well for me. Some people are big fans of powders, brow powders. That's not me. I'm not a powder girl. I'm more of a pomade girl. And the one that I've been using for years now is the Anastasia Beverly Hills DipBrow. This is in the color chocolate that I use. And you'll see in the video, or you'll see when I'm showing you how to do it, that mine is a little beat up and janky, but that's okay. It's well loved, and I use the top. It's not gonna ever look super pristine, so if you're like a super clean kind of person, not saying that I'm not clean, but everything needs to be super neat, maybe this isn't for you. But what I do is I just use the top, see, this just is the top, to take off any excess that my brush picks up. So this is what I do, and I like this color chocolate because I have very dark hair to begin with. But whenever I use the ebony color, I feel like it looks a little too like harsh. So this chocolate is like a deep brown, and it's perfect for anyone with darker toned hair. Does that make sense? Like if your eyebrows are darker toned, I feel like chocolate is the perfect color for you. But definitely Play, they have so like tons and tons of colors, so many colors. I'm sure you'll find a good shade in between there for you. Okay, next product that I use, I go in with one of these two brow pencils. These are two that I really like, and they're on pretty separate price points. This is the It Cosmetics Brow Power. So this is what it looks like. Both of them come with a little spoolie. I'll show you. So this is the It Cosmetics one. On one side it has the actual pencil tip, and you'll see the shape of it. It's more of like a oblong, like almost an oval, but not quite. That's the shape of it. I don't know if it's gonna even focus, but this is what it looks like. And then on the other end, it has the little spoolie. Both of these have the spoolie. As a matter of fact, almost all of them come with a little spoolie. But I really like the shape of this, because what I like to do is I really like to go in there, and if it's too wide, like the pencil tip is too wide, then I feel like you're not gonna really be able to be as precise, and it's gonna get a lot messier than it needs to get, if that makes any sense. And then the next thing that, or the other one, which is actually, I think this one is just black, sorry. Oh, this is Universal Taupe. So this works well whether you have really light hair or whether you have darker hair. So that's why this one is good. Then I'll show you guys my personal little favorite, and it's the ColourPop Brow Pencil. And this one is in the color Black and Brown. So this, again, I have very dark hair, but you guys can see how thin this pencil is, and this is why it's my favorite. It gives me a lot of precision. I'll show you. Sorry, it's a little messy. I just did my brows, but you see how like tiny that tip is. I love this, and that is why. It's specifically because of the type of shape that the brow pencil has. And of course, like I said, this comes with a spoolie, and it's even better with for people with super sparse hair, because it's a tiny little spoolie. So that's these two. Sorry, my fingers, my hands are like gross right now because I was playing with makeup, so of course. Anyway, I just want to show you guys the two for size comparison. So the bottom one is the It Cosmetics one, and then the top one is the ColourPop one. And again, these are pretty affordable. This one is like, I want to say like $6 or $7 or something like that. And then this one I think is in the 20 range. I'll put it down in the description box for you guys so you guys can know. Then I like to go in with concealer. Any concealer you use. Where's my concealer? Of course, there it is. Then I like to go in with concealer to clean them up. And you'll see how I do that. Also, right now I'm using the Ulta Beautiful Coverage Concealer. This is in Deep Warm, and usually I just use whatever concealer I'm using on my under eye area to kind of make sure that my face looks nice and uniform and not like super light and then super dark or the color it should be. So that's what I've been doing personally. I'll show you guys again how I do that. And then I use 2 brushes. Usually these are my, or this one is my favorite one. It's the Anastasia Beverly Hills number 12 brush. You can see it on there. I'll show you guys. But you can see how fine it is. Again, this one's dirty because I just used it like to film this video. But this is what it looks like. It's small and precise, and it's an angled brow brush. And then on the other side, of course, it has the spoolie, and I like it because it goes from a chunkier to a, I guess, more narrow. So what is that? There's a whole hair on there. So it goes from like a chunkier spoolie to the end is a little bit more narrow. So no matter how much browage you have going on or how much brow hairs you have, then you'll be able to use this brush. But this is my favorite one for doing it, again, because it's small and precise. And I am not a big fan, even though my brows are bold, I'm not a fan of like the big block brows. You know what I'm talking about, you know. And then the other one, I just use this one. This is a concealer brush, but it is, you can see it's tiny and really compact, and it looks like a C brush. I guess if you don't have a concealer brush, you can use a small eyeshadow brush, as long as it has like this shape and you really have a sharp edge. You don't want anything with sparse little hairs flying, because then you're gonna mess up. It's gonna go into your brow, and then you're gonna have a whole mess on your hands. So those are the products that I use. So now let's go into a step-by-step, and my face is about to not look like this again. So with the spoolie end of the brow brush, we're gonna go ahead and just get every hair in shape, and then I just take the other end, like the skinny part, and really shape it to the way that I want my brows to look. And here's a tip for you. Your brows should always begin at about a 45-degree angle from the center of your eye. The highest point should also be at about a 45-degree angle, and then the end should be a 45-degree angle from the end of your eye, never straight down. Now I'm going to go in with the ColourPop brow pencil. Do you guys see how precise this tip is? This is why I love it. And I'm just going to trace the bottom, or outline the bottom of my brow. This is the shape that I want it to have. It really is going to be like coloring in a sense, or painting inside the lines. So now you're just kind of creating the lines. And if you mess up, it's okay. That's what concealer's for. And you want to do the same thing on the top, okay? Remember, don't make it too thick, but don't make it too thin either. Now I'm going to go in with the pomade, and I'm just making sure it's really on the brush, and any excess I just kind of tap onto the top. And then you want to create these like little hair-like strokes, really small strokes, and just go ahead and fill everything in until you're happy with how dark they are. Or if you don't want them that dark, how not dark they are. Remember, this really is as easy as filling in the lines you've already drawn. But don't do big strokes, do small pencil strokes. Now with the spoolie end, I'm going through just to make sure that there's no clumps in my brows, and make sure it really looks like hair. You want to do this while the pomade is as wet as possible. It's not really wet, but as sticky as possible. You can see the difference between the filled-in brow and the non-filled-in brow already. And then with my concealer, I'm just going to go ahead and put it on that C brush and kind of clean up. This is why I said if you make a mistake, it's okay. You can see I even made a mistake with the concealer. It's okay. Everything can be fixed. I like to extend it a little further than my brows too. I don't know if you noticed this, but that's just so that I can really have ample space to clean it up with. And I'm just blending it out into my eyelid because I usually just use it as a primer for my eyeshadow anyway. Then you want to do the same thing on the top. The reason that I like to do my brows first is because of this reason. I don't want there to be concealer on top of my foundation up here on my forehead. So this gives me space to play with it. And even though I blend it out, it's still noticeable to me. So I like to do this step first and then go in with my foundation after on top. But if you blend it out really well, it shouldn't be an issue. And for my unibrow ladies, I got you. Make sure that you do the front end of your brows as well. That way they start where you want them to start. See the difference? So is it just me, or do these brows make my face look way more snatched? Alright guys, you guys see what a difference a brow makes? Something that I forgot to mention at the beginning of the video is if you already don't have brows, I know some people aren't blessed, and I know that it's a blessing for me to have the brows that I do have. If you have very sparse eyebrows, or your eyebrows don't really have a shape to them and you would like to create that but you're not confident enough in your drawing skills, then they do sell like templates or stencils, I guess, and you can find them at just about any drugstore. They have brow stencils, and those, trust me and believe me, are a lifesaver. When I didn't know how to fill in my brows, that's what I would use, and just do the same steps. Just use the the brow pencil to really just use the brow pencil to outline the shape that it has, and then you're gonna go in there and fill it in with a pomade. An additional step that I don't take, to be honest, I just let them dry. You can use some eyebrow gel and, you know, just go ahead in after you fill them in. That's just to make sure everything stays in place. Usually my hair cooperates, the pomade is enough to hold it in place, but if your hair is not like mine and you would like that extra protection, definitely go in with a clear brow gel and just put it right on over. Anyways, I really hope that this video was helpful and useful to you. If it was, please don't forget to give it a big thumbs up. Share it with your friends. Who knows, like, maybe someone really needs this and really is waiting for someone to make it this simple for them, and you're the person to put them on. So thank you so much for sharing. For all the people that already share my videos, thank you guys so much for being subscribed. And if you're not, what are you waiting for? This is the end of the video. You've made it this far, you might as well subscribe, and please give me a big like. Leave in the comments below any questions, suggestions, any of that you may have. I'm always happy to talk to you guys down there, and thank you guys so much for watching. Until next time, bye guys.